front of you. How do I really feel right now, not having my mind racing about what I'm supposed to do or should have done or could do soon? About her, about him, about it. Actually, what happens when you stop having a stimulus, you end up sitting with yourself in that quiet place of truth. Your thoughts may not stop, but in between them is the place you're going to find who you really are. And if you're not being washed over or drowning in your emotions in the moment, that's where you're floating effortlessly on top of them and you know what they are and you're moving with them. And if life doesn't have you by stress or something you're lacking or wish you had or something like that, you can be wherever you are and notice that. So this illusion isn't as if it's something that isn't actually going on. It's how you choose to look at yourself, life, what's going on right around you in your own little world. And you have developed your understanding. You have developed however you see things right now. Truth is something that is captured, so to speak, as yours. You're constantly recording audio and taking video and snapshots, and you're filing them and evaluating them and deciding whether you're going to store them on your hard drive and that's going to be part of your program, or you're not. You're just watching the clouds pass by in the sky, and I don't mean just clouds in the sky, but I mean you're watching whatever's going on move through your experience, and yet not like trying to hold on to it and it onto you. And remember, as you're capturing anything like this, as you're choosing it to be yours, and you hold on to it believing it has to be that way or that's who you are, you're creating something that is out of your past. You're bringing something with you. I know, some of this is idealistic in the sense, well, how can you not bring anything with you that you just experienced? How can I let go of everything that's ever happened in order to be where I am? Well, I can tell you that. I'd like to have a cup of coffee with you for a few minutes if you've been able to do that, because that's enlightenment, that's self-realization. That's like you've arrived, so to speak. Your truth has set you free because you don't need to have it in order to be free. And it's interesting. The beauty of that is, instead of bringing whatever you've understood into the next moment, and boy, there's another whole story and another show and another talk about this, letting go of what was to be in the moment completely is what allows you to be able to actually be free and to live your life fully, to arrive when you get there. Okay, so you're walking along and you're bringing along and you let go for a minute how it's been and what you think, and when you take your next step and your foot hits the ground on your path and you recognize in that moment that's what's going on, not what you brought with you, but that's what's going on, and how you think and how you feel and how you choose and how you act in that moment, that's letting go of what has been. And we can do that to a certain degree. We can do that to a certain degree. When you show up in the moment with complete acceptance of what is, whether you have a perception of it, whether you brought something with you or not, you're starting to pay attention. But if you let go long enough of what you've brought with you, there's an opening for something else. And as you begin to do that over and over again, you keep showing up in your life in a way that makes a difference, because you are not on the hamster wheel. You're not stuck anywhere. You have this choice of being who you need to be. Now, there's a couple different kinds of truth I want to mention, and one of them is personal truth and universal truth. And so you have this view of yourself and your view of the world. way you see the world. And as you can imagine, when you're looking at yourself sort of in the mirror, that's a little bit different than how you see the world, what's going on out there. And you begin to extend your perception, your awareness out into places that aren't as close to home. It begins to become a different truth. The truth that is your personal truth is what affects you personally. And then your universal truth applies through you into the world. Now, you still bring it to the world, to your life, but it is your still responsibility how you experience that relationship. So getting your personal truth clear is important, and it affects the way that you show up in the world and the way that you choose to act, interact, your relationships, family, friends, workplace, community, country, etc. And that's an important piece of the puzzle right now. My God, we're in such a transient evolution of our world. Who we are and who our truth is and how we live it is really key and important. Now, there are characteristics of universal truth that are a little more readily accepted, meaning that, we say, I can't tell you your truth, no one can tell you your truth, but there are truths that everyone is familiar with and comfortable with, and they are pieces of the puzzle that are part of who we all are, meaning they're not something that have to be gotten or given or anything like that. They're just part of who we are. They're sort of a part of our spirit or part of our soul's expression. And they're things like love, peace, joy, beauty, freedom. These are characteristics that our soul can experience and knows to be true. And we have characteristics that we can convert. Our truth can become knowledge, can become wisdom, can become knowing, can become our being, can become our becoming. We move through discovering our truth, seeing it for what it is. It converts itself to wisdom. We naturally know it within us. It becomes part of who we're being, and then therefore who we're becoming. And we can also convert things like exploring into discovering, recognizing into establishing, embodying, and being your truth, and showing up in the next moment to see what it is, to be what it is, and to let it be your expression. And then through the love of your heart and the inspiration of your spirit, to let that shine bright for you, in you, through you, as you, with those who you love, care about, your friends. Again, we're rippling out into universal truth, but it all starts at home, and it starts with, rather than being on the hamster wheel, rather than being in a bunch of different directions, rather than being distracted by life. Whoa, slow down, Jim. I sound like I'm on there right now. You stop, look, and listen to what's going on with you. Finding your own truth. And beginning to build on the open freedom of looking at what's happening now instead of bringing what was with you. And as you embrace this freedom and this love, peace, joy, beauty, freedom that we're talking about, these characteristics, and you allow yourself to be and be a natural reflection of it, you're able to live as your truth. Consider, as you're moving through this time of extreme evolution for everybody, it's a great time to look in the mirror and see how things are for you, to recognize how important things can be by being in touch with your truth. Know that I am certainly here in any way I can do to help, to support you. Don't hesitate to contact me at revjimtoole@gmail.com. Contact the center through its website, contact page, or the email. You can go to our website at SarasotaCenterofLight.com. A lot of information there and access. We're here to support you. I'm here to support you. Just Jim is here with you in the middle of all this. as you begin to make your way through your life, take a look at what your truth is in this moment. Let yourself be it as best you possibly can, and your life will become the truth that sets you free, and the freedom will bring to you the fulfillment you're looking for. Appreciate you being here, letting me share with you, spending some time together. Absolutely be well, be safe, be conscious in your truth, in your actions, in your interactions, your choices, as we all make it through this together. Blessings to each and all of you. Have an amazing day, night, week, month, year,